Hey there. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 everyone. You know what time it is. It's Makeover Monday. Come on in, and let's have a quick chat on today. It is Makeover Monday. So super excited to be on live with you today. Come on in, come on in. I'm going to take just a moment over here on Instagram to get going here as well. So hello, welcome. Come on in, everybody. If you are on live with me today, let me know. Give me some hearts, some thumbs up. Just jump on and say hey and let me know. Hey on Instagram, thank you so much for joining. Hey Brenda, thank you for joining. Hello. Hey Batrina, thank you for watching. Welcome. It's Makeover Monday. It's time for our daily chat, our daily conversation. Come on in, everybody. So super excited to be on live with you today. Come on in. Hey Casey Grace Jr. Hello. So again, as you jump on, go ahead and say hello, hi, give me a wave, and let me know that you're on today. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. And if you're on live with me today, go ahead and share the broadcast. Invite somebody else to join us on this evening for Makeover Monday. Again, so super excited about being with you live on today. Hey, Maverick. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Hello. Now, you guys know I'm going to go ahead. Hey, Jive Juice Company. Hey there on Instagram. Thank you so much for jumping on. Hey, Justin's. Thank you so much for joining. Hello. It's Makeover Monday. It's time for our chat of the day. Go ahead and invite some others to join us. I am about to do that. Invite some others to jump on with us and join us for a quick conversation on this evening. So as I'm inviting, I hope that you're inviting others as well. Let me know how your day is going. What's going on in your world? Happy Monday. I know it's Monday, but I hope that you've had a marvelous Monday. I certainly have. You know, anytime that I'm living and breathing and alive and well, you know, I'm grateful for the opportunity. And what that means is that you just still have more purpose for your life, that God left you here for a reason, that you still have purpose, that you still have a work to do, that you still have some influence and impact to make in the earth. You still have the ability to use your gifts, talents, and your skills to be a blessing to others. And so in spite of what may possibly be going on in your life, if you take a positive approach and just be grateful. Just be grateful, just be thankful, and no matter what state you're in and no matter what's going on in your life, choose to have an attitude of gratitude. Choose to just be grateful and know that all things are working together for your good. That's what the word tells us, that all things are working together for our good. So no matter what it looks like, be encouraged today and know that your situation is working for your good. So welcome. Come on in, everybody. Again, I'm just inviting a few people to join us on this evening for Makeover Monday, as we have a quick chat on this evening for Makeover Monday. So come on in, everybody. Go ahead and share the broadcast. Invite somebody else to jump on and join with us. Hello. Hey there. Hey, Robert. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, Denise. Hey, Diva. Thank you so much for jumping on. So, hey, Crystal. Thank you for joining. I'm going to invite a few more people. And as I invite them, let me take a moment to introduce myself to those who may not be familiar with me. My name is Tammy Durden, international speaker, author, and image consultant. And what professional women, female entrepreneurs, and women in ministry hire me to do is to help them push past setbacks and stagnancy, to identify their authentic style and transform their image into something amazing. You know, oftentimes life happens and our image suffers as a result of it. Even if we're not aware of it, our inner image, which includes our attitude and all of that kind of of stuff, our outer image, which includes how we present ourselves outwardly, our dress, our apparel, how well we're put together. And how many of you know how you show up in the world matters? It really matters. It makes a difference. It can make and break your next deal, your next speaking engagement, your next promotion on your job, your next relationship, and that's your image. And so it's important. You only get one chance to make a first impression, and you want to show up and make the best impression ever. So I am the image maker in that sense. Now, what you also may not know about me is that I'm also the founder and executive director of Tammy Durden Ministries International. We are a global empowerment women's organization, and what we do is help women push past setbacks, identify their purpose, and propel them forward to their divine destiny. How many of you know that a life without purpose is a life that's not worth living? So it's all about purpose. God places us here for purpose, and that's what we do with Tammy Durden Ministries International. Now, one of the things that we do, Tammy Durden Ministries International hosts an annual women's empowerment conference, which is coming up for us on October the 5th. And I can't tell you how excited I am about the Women's Empowerment Conference. If you've ever been to any of our conferences over the years, you know that it is an actual experience. It's not your typical women's conference. It's not your typical church conference. We bring together the practical and the spiritual so that you can learn how to live your best life. This year, I'm so super excited because this year we're creating what's called the Worthiness Experience. The Worthiness Experience, we're going to be focusing on singles, dating, marriage, how to have your best marriage. If you're dating or you're thinking about getting back on the dating scene, how to navigate the whole dating, how to have a successful relationship. If you're struggling with relationships, if you want your marriage to improve. And guess what? Men are invited. Men are invited this year. Why? God mandated me to help bridge the gap in relationships, in marriages, in dating. I know so many single women, so many single men. I know so many people that are married and they don't have good marriages. They're not happy in their marriages and they're just existing. And so what we're going to do is bring in some amazing relationship experts. We're going to have breakout sessions where you can bring your questions and answer them. We're going to have a live band. Pastor TJ and the band is going to help set the atmosphere for God to move. I am truly believing that God is going to bring healing, restoration, divine connections at the Get Up Conference 2019. Some amazing relationship experts, Dr. D. Yvonne Young. We have Brennan Angel Rhodes. We have Dr. Scott Davenport. Had a conversation with him on this morning. He's super excited about coming and sharing and being a blessing. We have Dr. Connie Stewart, Christy Arnold, myself, all to pour in and to pour out what God has given us to heal those relationships, to restore your marriages, to help you identify and reinforce your worth. That you are worthy. You are worthy of having a great marriage. No matter how, if you've been divorced, no matter if you've gone through abuse, no matter if you've hit rock bottom and you don't think that you're worthy anymore, no matter what you lost, no matter who's come or gone, you are worthy of God's best when it comes to relationships and marriages. And so that's what we're going to be talking about on October the 5th in Houston, Texas. So be sure to go to bit.ly/getupandwin19 and grab your tickets today. We have virtual tickets where you can participate with the conference totally online. It will not be broadcasted on Facebook this year. Those days are over. But if you want to see the conference, grab a virtual ticket and you'll be able to experience the entire conference virtually. Again, go to bit.ly/getupandwin19 and grab your ticket. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Hey, thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Hey, Christy, thank you so much for joining. Hey, James, thank you so much for jumping on. Hey, Justin's, hey, Sonia over there on Instagram. Thank you all so much for jumping on for Makeover Monday as we have a quick discussion, a quick conversation on today as we do every day. So today, let's talk about Be the example. And I say discussion and conversation because y'all know I like feedback and participation, right? We're having a conversation. Let's talk about it. Be the example. Well, you say, well, Tammy, what do you mean be the example? Be the example. How many of you know that we are, as an individual, the best example of how anybody should treat us? How we treat ourselves. Are you being good to yourself? Are you being kind to yourself? Are you loving on yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? You see, oftentimes in relationships and marriages, we come in and expect, especially ladies, the Boaz, we expect him to ride in on the white horse and rescue us and save us and complete us and treat us like queens and treat us like royalty, when we don't know our own worth and we're not treating ourselves like the queens that we really are. When we're not giving ourselves the due respect that we should, because we are the best example of how others should treat us. So if we allow others to mistreat us, then that's saying that we're giving them permission to mistreat us, or to not treat us appropriately, or to not respect us the way that we should. And so oftentimes we become in compromising positions because we have not treated ourselves. We have not been the best example of how others should treat us. One example is we put ourselves last. So we take care of everybody, everything else. We solve everybody else's problems. We do and go out of our way above and beyond tirelessly to serve everybody else, but we're not taking care of ourselves. And then we get angry and upset and say that other people are using us or taking advantage of our kindness, right? When what they've seen is us pouring out, going above and beyond for everybody else, not pausing to take care of ourselves, not pausing to take time for ourselves, not pausing to be good to ourselves, and we're just running. And so when other people started taking advantage of us, running, doing everything for everybody else, then we become upset when all along we are not being the best example that we should be to show others how to treat us. Hey, Shan, thank you for joining. Hello. Thank you, Crystal. Crystal says, wow, good point. Yeah, because people are watching how we treat ourselves. Hey, Tracy, thank you for jumping on. It's Makeover Monday, and we're talking about today, be the example. Be the example. We are to be the example of how others should treat us. In relationships, we expect men to come in and, again, treat us like the queen and all of this kind of things, but we're not taking care of ourselves. We're not putting ourselves first. We're not respecting ourselves because we lower our standards and we commit to doing things that we know we shouldn't be doing and disrespect ourselves. So if we're disrespecting ourselves, how can we expect somebody else to treat us with the ultimate and highest respect? So be the example. Don't wait on somebody else to treat you well to set an example. Because the fact of the matter is, we are the best example of how we should be treated. Are we taking time for self-care? Are we getting the rest that we need? Are we saying positive things about ourselves? Or are we being negative and saying negative things about ourselves? I can remember there was a time in my life, and it all stems back to knowing your worth. Because when you know your worth, when you know whose you are and who you are, you will treat yourself the very best with the utmost respect. You'll take time for yourself, and you won't allow anybody else to treat you less than that. Right? And so once you know your worth, then you'll be able to set a standard and maintain that standard of how other people should treat you based on how you treat yourself. Do you love yourself? I remember there was a time where I didn't even love myself. You know, I grew up with low self-esteem. I didn't think much of myself. I was always trying to get somebody to love me, to like me, to accept me, to validate me. And so I didn't even treat myself well. I didn't even like me. I didn't like my skin color. I didn't, all of that. And y'all know I'm authentic and very real. Not saying that I didn't, the darkness of my skin, because I allow other people, what other people said, to impact how I felt about myself. And so they would call me Blackie. They would call me Black Dirt. And they would call me all types, you know, kids in school were cruel. And so they would call all these kind of names. They would call me because my skin is dark. I'm a chocolate girl. And so I didn't have any other reinforcement to say, no, you're beautiful. Your chocolate skin is beautiful. And so I grew up thinking that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't worth enough. And so I didn't treat myself like that into my early 20s. It didn't just stop in middle school, high school, into my 20s. And I was always trying to make get somebody to love me, approve me, and like me, include me in the clique or in the circle. And you know, I never got included in the clique or the circle, no matter how bad I wanted it, because I didn't love myself. I didn't like me. And so I had to learn to become the best example of loving me, liking me, accepting me, that I could be. And so once I became familiar and knew who I was, and part of that, a great part of that was by really digging into the Word of God and knowing that He created me in His likeness and His image. He didn't create everything that He creates is good. Every time when He created this world and spoke it into existence, and He looked at that thing after He finished and He said, that's good. And so when He created me, He looked at me and said, that's good. And so when I could identify that I'm kingdom royalty, I'm a daughter of the Most High, and that God created me beautifully, wonderfully made in His likeness and in His image, then I began to treat myself better. I began to love me for who I was, my quirky personality, what my goofiness, my beauty, my smarts, everything about me. I began to love me for who I was. I didn't have to, I used to pretend and be one way and all of just trying to satisfy people. No, once I identified who I was, I knew my worth. I was just me. I was just me, and I started loving me, and I started being me, not whoever I was dating wanted me to be, not changing my appearance for what they liked or what they wanted, but I began to love me for me. And if He didn't love me for me or like me for me, then He could keep it moving, right? Because I am the best example of how others should treat me. You are the best examples of how others should treat you. So God's daughter, don't compromise. Don't change who you are based on who you're around or what man you're with. But be who you are, love on yourself, and be the best example of how others should treat you. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, Crystal. Be the example. Thank you, Brenda. My chocolate is absolutely beautiful. I know that now, Brenda. I didn't know that then. And you know what? So many women are there, whether they want to admit it or not. They're there. There are flaws and things, or there are imperfections, and we all have imperfections. We're all different. We're all unique, but we're all unique and beautiful in our own way, the way that God has designed and created us to be. And so it's up to us to embrace those differences. It's up to us to be who we are. Now, not saying that I'm excusing personal development. Of course, developing and working on ourselves is a daily commitment that we should do as a part of personal development. But be sure that no matter what you do, be the best example of how others should treat you. Treat yourself well. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be good to yourself. Say good things about yourself. Some of us, we say negative things about ourselves. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, I'm so dumb. Stop saying that. Begin to affirm yourself for who you are. It doesn't matter if you need to come up or improve in some areas. We all need to do that. But we want to positively affirm ourselves. So when somebody starts talking negatively about us, if we're already saying negative things about ourselves, if we're not already accepting ourselves, that's how other people are going to follow suit. If we're not being that best example, if we're not treating ourselves well, if we're not loving on ourselves first. Because if we don't love ourselves first, if we're not good to ourselves first, if we're not being the best to ourselves first, how in a relationship when someone comes along, how are we going to be good to them if we're not good to ourselves? But you know what? I've seen that so many times. I've seen women neglect themselves and just go all out for the man and go above and beyond for him and don't even treat yourself well. So ladies, I implore you today, love yourself, be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, and be the best example that you can be to others of how to treat you. So ladies, gentlemen that are on as well, that's my time for today. I hope that you've received something from it. Thank you so much for those who chimed in, who commented, who share your input on today. I appreciate you. Now, a part of what I talked about, that's just a little information. If you really want your life to be transformed, if you really want to go to the next level in who you are, be sure to join us at the Get Up, Dust Yourself Off and Win Women's Empowerment Conference, where men are invited this year on October the 5th in Houston, Texas. If you're not in the Houston or surrounding areas, be sure to join us virtually. Go to bit.ly/getupandwin19 and join us. We are actually looking for a few good vendors. So if you know any vendors that would like to participate and come get brand exposure, more customers, increase your sales, we are looking for a few good vendors for the Get Up Conference on October 5th. If you're interested or know anybody that's interested, tag them in this broadcast or send me a message and let me know, and I'll be happy to talk to you about that. Another thing at the conference, really quick, we're going to talk about worthiness in business. So for all of my entrepreneurs, if you're undercharging because you don't think that you're worthy of charging what you're really worth in your business, if you don't think that your business is worth marketing to a certain sector of the market, join us at the conference. Dr. Connie Stewart is going to be talking to us about worthiness in business. Go to bit.ly/getupandwin19 and join us on October the 5th. So again, that's my time today. If you're on live with me today, thank you so much for joining. If you haven't shared the broadcast, please go ahead and share with someone else. If you're watching the replay, I appreciate you. If you are on one of my watch parties, thank you so much for joining the party. And I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow for Transformational Tuesday. Bye. Love you. Have a great evening, everybody. See you tomorrow.